it would be super embarrassing as actors and director if we watch and we're just like sobbing and there's like tears all over.
Hi, I'm Florian Zeller.
Hi, I'm Hugh Jackman.
And I'm Laura Dern.
And this is Notes on the Scene.
I feel like a complete failure.
What are you talking about? Kate, you're not a failure in any way.
Sorry. It's just, I never imagined he'd leave home.
So this is a scene 20 minutes from the beginning of the film. And so it's basically the parents trying to deal with this mystery of having a son in pain. And this is the first time for years maybe that they are together. We made a decision to go closer and closer. And so that's the action, in a way, in that scene is the emotions.
You know, I mean, he's the one who asked me.
Yes, the problem started with me.
Of course it didn't.
Yes. He doesn't want to live with me anymore. I call and he doesn't even pick up.
What's incredible about dancing, well, I guess literally and figuratively with Hugh Jackman, is every take was, you know, this delicious surprise of their broken humanity. And I'm just remembering there was one take that was less open, but such an important teacher for me in terms of my coverage. You can't have two people falling apart. And I felt almost embarrassed to have been so vulnerable in front of you. But here you chose the take where we are so locked into each other, but we did all kinds of it. I was resistant, I was overly emotional. I mean, that's what's so beautiful about exploring, and then how gorgeous to watch how your director chooses the story.
A few days ago, I found this photo of him.
I want to give some context here on something that Laura did. We were sitting opposite each other at a table, and there's this incredible moment, which I think you did in rehearsal on one of the first takes, where you just shifted. You were looking into your bag for a photo of our boy when he was young. And she just shifted her seat to come around. So there's an intimacy and a slight break of the formality of a table. And that somehow cracked something open in the scene. That was, I don't know if that was instinctive, but it was very sort of disarming and beautiful.
When I look at that photo, I'm devastated.
We're connecting over our worry of where he's at, and also reminiscing and feeling the pain of the joy that he had, a natural, joyous kid that joy seems to have gone. And so we're connecting over that. She looks at the photo a lot. I think it cuts back to me for a bit. I'm looking at the photo too. You see that connection.
And you.
Even when she's saying, and you.
I loved you so much, Peter.
And what's interesting is I am running from all that I'm feeling in the earlier part of the scene. But once the shift happens and you come in that tight, there's no more escaping. So this is the willingness that we both had to be completely transparent with each other. And I see it so beautifully on your face too. What you're saying is, don't be so upset.
Right.
But personally, that's not at all what I see you saying.
If you knew how much I loved you.
It takes a long time for the eyes to come up, because it's safer for us, and what we're hoping is really come together over our son. What is then revealed is all the pain, and that's so incredible the way you do that. It's a beautifully written scene. I just had to turn up.
That's why the scene starts with, in that moment, with there was so much joy in our family, with pure regret. And that was one sentence that was so dear to me when I wrote the script. And I really love the way you say back then, I mean, to slightly detach from the whole sentence.
There was so much joy in our family back then. I don't know what happened.
What I got in that moment, looking into Laura's eyes, was a little doubt about what he has done, about leaving her. He can see and believe real unconditional love that this woman had, may still have. I so believe this love that she had for him that was so deep that how could I do that to another person? Why did I let it go? Why was that not enough? It makes me so sad to watch this, to think that before they broke up, I don't think any version of this conversation happened. This calm, truthful, naked, vulnerable admission of love and the intensity of it.
when you think about it. There was so much joy in our family back then.
So this is the first time we hear Hans Zimmer's score in the film. And I remember when we thought about including music here, it was about trying to create like waves. And the idea was to create something that was connected to the idea of being on the beach with waves. And basically, throughout the whole film, it's the same few notes, the same waves, growing and growing. So I really like the idea that through that picture, the music starts and will overwhelm us throughout the film. The destination of that scene was to be as close as possible, because I knew that what would matter here would be what they would try to conceal and not what they were saying. And I knew that to catch these invisible parts of their performance, but also somehow to have both of them in the same frame, this black space between the two of them, so that you feel the presence is also in the frame, but out of focus, and there is like a connection and attraction between the two of them, and they are completely together in the same moment. And we completely forget that we are in a public space, in a restaurant. At the beginning of the scene, we had like people talking, the atmosphere of a public space. Everything is gone now. We are just in the black hole of love, regret. We don't know exactly what his feelings at that moment. It's layers of different things. And the fact that there are many things at the same time. We can feel that he is about to embrace her or to run away. I mean, both at the same time.
Right.
The guilt is here already as well.
Yes, I will. Well, believe me, Kay. Everything will be fine.
You think so?
Yeah. We shot the whole scene in one day. And because we started very wide and we come closer and closer, but step by step, these two last shots, we did them like in the 10 last minutes. What was important for me is that I think what you can feel in these performances is everything that we explored all together during the day. So it was a long journey to catch that moment.
I remember feeling kind of elated and so grateful and alive. It was one of those scenes you went, that's a perfectly written scene. And I'm with Laura Dern, and I just can't wait to shoot that. It felt timeless while we were doing it, and at the end of it, it felt, I felt elated. I felt so grateful. It's one of those days I'll never forget.